Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be talking about the brand new Christmas update in Bad Business. So starting off, this is one of the largest updates the game has ever seen. We have 3 new skins, we have an event bar, we have a new weapon, and a bunch more. So starting off with the skins this week, I have to say that these are probably 2 of my favorite skins I've ever released. I really like I really like the simple Bad Business skins, and these are really simple and these are really nice. I'm definitely going to try to get these both because those are just really nice skins. Also, we have an event bar here with 3 new accessories. We have a Christmas skin, we have a snowman, and a Christmas ghillie. I've wanted a skin like that for a while. Well, kind of, I don't know. From what I see, these are really nice. I don't think I'm going to use a skin or the charm. I don't think I'm going to use any of these, but they're really nice still. But the main feature of this update is not about the skins. The main feature is probably the brand new Icicle Launcher. So the brand new Icicle Launcher is categorized as a special weapon, and it is currently costs at 6,000 credits. Yeah, thankfully I managed to get 6,000 right before update, so fortunately I have enough to buy it. So looking at the stats, it looks really good. You have 84 base damage, 102 torso damage, and 156 headshot damage. This immediately looks really good. However, this isn't an ordinary gun. This is actually a shotgun, meaning that it's really weird. I'll get into that later. A fire rate of 250 is pretty solid. I mean, it's not that great, but for a shotgun, that's pretty decent. Handling 73 is bad, but that doesn't really matter, and mobility doesn't really matter either. Damage range, however, is where things get really interesting. Although this is a shotgun, it has 200 stud max damage range, which means you can actually one-shot with this from over 200 studs away, which is absolutely crazy. Something else that's really cool about this is it's a new gun. You also have stock attachment, which is only really the full-width stock, so it's not really anything too crazy. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but there are also new re-themed maps. I'm pretty sure that we have a re-theme of Factory, Cairo, and Waterways, which is what we're on right now. And I have to say, I really like these maps. I tried them out in the PTR, and my first impressions were really good. The first thing you'll immediately notice is that it's really foggy, and I honestly really like that. I really like... Okay. Taking a look at the Icicle Launcher, I don't want to say it's bad, because it's not, but it's one of those guns I really just cannot say if it's good or bad, because it's just so hard to compare to everything else, and it's so hard to get a good idea of what it does. So as I said, it was a shotgun. It's a really weird shotgun. It only shoots 3 projectiles, those being icicles. Now I have to say that the projectiles themselves are really cool. They stick to the wall, and it's a really cool addition. But it's not something I can say is really good, and it's not something I can say is really bad. It's just such a weird weapon that I don't know. The one thing I can say is weird are the iron sights. I don't even know if it's iron. It's just like blue neon. I don't know. I don't like it that much, but yeah. Something else that's really cool is that how good the hipfire accuracy is. Generally on shotguns, the hipfire accuracy isn't too great. It's only really good on the model 1887 in double barrel, which even then it's not that good. But on this, it's a laser. Okay, I'm not that good. It's kind of hard to use though. It's not like a lot of the other a lot of the special weapons are kind of easy to use. Like the ray gun is pretty easy and fun to use. But this is actually really hard to use. I'm kind of struggling with this. Something that I'm not sure anyone else will talk about is that the snowball launcher is also on sale. The snowball launcher has always been out for 10,000 for many months now, but I think 6,000 is a new price. So if you always want to get the snowball launcher, now is probably the best time to get it. However, I really wouldn't recommend it. It's not that good. I regret buying it. They nerfed the damage range so much. I'm not exactly sure. I think it had infinite damage range and now only has 75. It's not that good now. And the fact that you can't put any attachments on it's really fallen behind the competition. But if you really just want to get all the guns or something, then yeah. Man, I really like this fog. And I also like the skybox as well. I just really like these re-themed maps. My only real big complaint is the hill. King of the Hill is always a really fun game mode, but there's one problem now. On the 3 re-themed maps, there is a giant Christmas tree in the middle of each hill, which is nice. It's a really nice aesthetic, but it really messes with the gameplay because the tree takes up a very large portion of the hill, And fighting on the hill is just so awkward. The one thing that I do like that's coming out of this is that it's harder to get killed by a grenade, but in turn, there are people under the tree. It's just a really weird thing that I don't really like. That's one of the few features that I just don't really like. But yeah, as for the new map, I have to say this is really, really nice. I've liked Waterways since its release, and I've always found it to be one of my favorite maps. But this revamp, I think, is pretty solid. This is probably my second favorite revamp out of the three. It's really nice. One thing I do really like is how the water is frozen over with ice. It just feels so nice. I don't think they could have chosen a better 3 maps to revamp. Okay. I kind of wish like ice was like actually ice, and like you'd actually like slide on the ice, but I think that would be possible, but I don't know. I don't think a lot of people would like that, but if that was in this would probably be my favorite revamp. Now, it is without a doubt fun to use. This is probably the only shotgun that I'm actually like really willing to use. I really like shotguns. I just don't like using them. Like I like the playstyle that comes with them. After playing Strucer for such a long time, in a game that shotguns are pretty much the meta, I really like the playstyle. But I just don't want to use them in bad business because they're just they're more balanced than people give credit for, but they're just still broken, I guess you could say. But this is just, it's a nice shotgun, I guess you could say. The only thing that really makes this, like, it kind of reminds me of the G11 in a sense. Overall, it's just really okay, but it has a super large ammo capacity. Like, okay, so I have 20, and have a reload this fast is pretty crazy. Why would you use a Halloween gun on the Christmas update? That's just kind of weird. The thing about events is that you always get the revamped maps. Every single time a map is being voted, there'll be at least one revamp, and because it's new, everyone will have to vote for it. So if you don't like these maps, then the next week or so, or 2 weeks, however long this event goes on for, is probably not going to be too fun, because we're pretty much like only going to see these maps. But I honestly really like them. So this is the new Cairo revamp, I guess you could say. And I have to say, this is probably my favorite revamp of all of them. It's just so festive and just so nice. It just, I just don't know. It just looks so nice. Everything about it is just so charming. Cairo has just been one of the maps that's just been falling out of relevance to me. And I never really has been. Like, ever since its release back when the game first came out, other maps always stole attention, like Brazil and Arena. And with all the additions of new maps, it's just been kind of left in the dust. But now, this is really, really nice. This, I just don't know. I've always somewhat liked the design of the map. I always find it to be somewhat fun, but something about these decorations just make me like it so much more. This is definitely my favorite map revamp. I just like it so much. I like all the red and green pillars, the red and green presents, the red and green roofs. It's just so nice. I love seeing the snow. This is a really good choice of map to revamp. And it's also really nice because they're not just revamping the same maps. Now, unlike the Halloween update, however, we have no word of there being a second part of this update. So for those of you who remember the Halloween update, remember that there is a week 1 and a week 2. But I've heard nothing of there being a second week to this one. That would be a really nice surprise, but I don't know. Because a week from now is Friday the 25th, which is Christmas Day, so yeah, it would be a really nice to release another update, but I just don't know. Alright, so it took me a while and we finally got into Festive Factory. This is the third and final map revamp. I have to say that this is, in my opinion, the worst revamp. Now that's not really a bad thing, because I think all the map revamps are good, but the 2 others are just so good that this one is unfortunately, one has to be the worst, and unfortunately it's this one. I still think it's really good though. Like, I really like this. It's the only map revamp that has a Christmas tree that doesn't take up the whole hill, which I really like. I still can't get over how much I like the giant hill. It just feels really weird playing Factory while it's light. Okay. That's probably the coolest thing out of this update. Yep, that's probably the coolest thing out of this update. I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like the fog, but I have to say the fog is just really nice. It really adds, I don't know, it doesn't really take away from your vision, it just makes it feel more like winter. I kind of like if there are actually like snow particles, but I don't know how well that would work in bad business. That would definitely make it feel so much better, but as it is right now, I'm more than happy with it. This is overall just a really, really good update, and probably one of my favorite updates to ever come out of this game. I couldn't say if I like it more than the Halloween update, but it's still very, very fun. Is there a snow? Okay, that's cool. There's a snowman up there. That's I like that. But yeah, overall, this is probably one of my favorite updates that's ever come to the game. We have, in my opinion, 3 of the best skins. We have good accessories, really good maps, and a new fun weapon to use. I don't know. We also have the snowball launcher style, as I mentioned before. It's just, overall, this is just a really, really nice update that I think the game definitely needed. But yeah, other than that, thank you all so much for watching. Bye.